Hi everybody, welcome to our very first video. It's on Chapter 1, Section 1, Thinking Like a Scientist. I'm Mrs. Kim and I'm here with Mr. Knox and Mr. Sang. The key idea for this section is that scientists use many different skills to learn about the world. They use skills such as observing, inferring, predicting, classifying, and making models. And they need all of these skills to help them learn. One of the first things that they use is the skill of observation. Observation uses their five senses, and if you remember from elementary school, the five senses are seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. So they don't just, when you say scientists observe, they're not just using their eyes, they use all of their senses. There are two different types of observations. There's quantitative and qualitative. Think of the word quantity or quantitative. That deals with numbers. So if you look at the very first picture, you see that the crayon is 3 inches long, the pencil is 16 centimeters long. That would be a quantitative observation. And then a qualitative observation is anything else that does not deal with numbers. For example, the picture in the bottom, you could say that the cat in the middle is white and the cat next to the white one is black. So colors, how it smells, the cat smells stinky, or they're purring, all those other things besides numbers would be quantitative observation.
All right, so the next one is called inference, which is not the same as interference. That would be disrupting someone. So inference is what you know plus what you learn. Okay, it's also when you interpret or explain what is observed based on reasoning. So for example, in the picture, you see the girl, she has a pencil, she has a notebook, so you can maybe infer or make an inference that she is learning. An inference may not always be correct though, so keep that in mind. Alright, the next one is predicting, or to make a forecast of what will happen in the future based on past experience or evidence. So, one kind of prediction you see a lot is weather prediction. What will the weather be like tomorrow? What will it be like for the rest of the week? Or, in the other picture you see is on the stock market or Vegas betting. So that when you bet, you're predicting something that will happen. You're putting money on it.
Hello, I'm Mr. Knox. I'm also a science teacher. Okay, the next two things that scientists use are classifying. Classification is grouping things that are alike. Now, if you look in this picture, there's several ways you guys can classify these objects. Some people might like to classify them based on color. All the blue ones or the light blue ones are together. Some people may, no. I'm not going to classify them by color. I'm going to classify them by shape. All the ones with 3 sides or the triangles I'm going to put together. Even though they might not be the same color, they still classified them or grouped based on a particular characteristic. So that's another way scientists do things. They classify. And the last thing when you think like a scientist is making models. Making models is extremely important in science. Now, a lot of people think models are you take something big and you make it smaller. That is true. That is true. That's one type of model. But if you think like a life scientist, sometimes you have to take things that are small, like a cell that you cannot see, and you make a model that is bigger. So making models and scale models, that is important. And we're going to be learning about that later on. A scale model is proportional to its original size. So you see 2 models here, a model of India, as well as models of Jupiter and all the planets right here. And you notice Jupiter is to scale. Look how big that is compared to Earth. That is a scale model. All right, so those are the things that scientists use when people use when they're thinking like a scientist. Well, hopefully you took good notes because there's going to be a quiz on Friday.